Hi Crystal, good to meet you virtually. My name is Jenna. So you were referred by your cousin Tammy from my understanding. So how this works, if you've never had a reading from me, is what I do is I sit and meditate for a little while before I do any channeled messages, and then I take notes of everything that Spirit gives me. So when I refer to they, I'm referring to Spirit, and you'll see that throughout my notes. You do get a physical copy of these. I will take photographs and email those to you. So you do get a copy of these to look over as well as the video. And I do that so that you can look back at things, because sometimes we're excited or we're nervous, and so we don't always remember what was said in the reading. And so I give these to you guys so that you're able to look at them later, show them to friends and family if something really important came through, things like that. So that's why I do it that way. So I am a psychic medium. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, and what I do is I channel messages from Spirit in mediumship in order to hopefully bring through some friends, family members that maybe are on the other side, or important messages that Spirit feels that you need to know at this time. So sometimes it's really clear messages, and other times they give me like keywords or names of things that might hold significance that I have no idea what those mean. So I write everything down. I don't filter anything. If it's confusing to me, I write it down with a question mark, because I don't honestly know what the information is trying to tell me. Other times I get things like names. Sometimes I get locations. And I write everything down because I don't know what holds significance for you or not. So hopefully we got some messages for you that make some sense. Sometimes it takes a little bit for things to kind of click into place and for the puzzle pieces to all kind of make sense. So I always tell people my readings are good for a full calendar year, so this would be good all the way until next August. So some of the things that come through might be predictive in nature. They might not have happened yet. Other things might be past events that Spirit is showing me. I don't always know the timeline for things, so I write down what they give me and we go from there. So I did get quite a bit of information. The first piece of information was coming through last night after I was getting ready to lay down, after I was done talking with Tammy about doing a reading for you today. And so the first thing that came through was a name, and it sounds like Herb, H-E-R-B. I have it all written down so you will be able to see this. They're telling me that the relationship to you could be a possible cousin, or he's definitely a male relative to you. I feel like he could be either a few years difference in age, older or younger than you, or he could be like similar in age to you, but I don't feel like you guys are brother and sister. I don't feel like this is a spouse. I don't feel like it's an older relative, like a parent or a grandparent. I feel like it's equal footing. So like I feel like he would have been similar in age to you. So the name Herb. Let's see, what else do we have here? They say that he was a mountain man, was the wording that Spirit gave me. So meaning either he lived in the mountains or that he was a bit of a recluse. They show me a male that has like a long bushy beard, kind of long hair, and I feel like he kind of kept to himself. Like he may have actually just kind of lived out in the middle of nowhere. I don't feel like he had a lot of close people that were with him all the time. I feel like he was a loner, really. And so this may be Herb. This could be somebody else, but the name Herb was significant. Okay, let's see. So his name came through last night as I was falling asleep. There's some connection to Appalachia Mountains as well. I don't know if you live near those. I don't know if that's a place where maybe you have friends or family that lives. Maybe you know of this person that lives out in the middle of nowhere in these mountains, but Appalachia Mountains are somehow significant. They also showed me wind chimes. I could hear them in my ear. So somebody could have wind chimes. Wind chimes, you could come across a wind chime in the near future that could hold some significance. You might be wanting to purchase some or already have some and hear them. I feel like those are all possibilities. The next thing they give me is the name Toby, T-O-B-Y. I'm not sure who Toby is. Toby could also be a pet's name if it's not a person's name, but they're just giving me the name and nothing else to go with it. I do feel like it's a male, but they're not giving me any other information with the name Toby, so I wrote it down. The next one that they show me is an older female energy. Looks to be a grandmother. She also came from nothing, that she says. So like I can physically see that energy stepping forward. And she reminds me of a TV character from a show. I wrote it down. Let's see. She looks similar to the mom from a TV show called Mama's Family. It was an older show. You could definitely look it up. I'll Google a picture and I'll attach it with your reading. But she's got like short gray curly hair, glasses. She always had like a string of pearls on, and she looks like she's in a muumuu or some sort of like nightgown. And that's how this energy steps forward. So she's very stern. She's somebody who was kind of strict. I feel like this woman came from absolutely nothing, may have had a large family. Again, I feel like there's a connection to the Appalachian Mountains here, or like being in a very remote area. I feel like that's also significant to her. And I feel like she had to be like the disciplinarian, or she would have been the one that everybody was afraid to get in trouble with. Like, don't mess with, so-and-so, or she's going to be the one that deals with you. And I feel like everybody knew that she would hand out an ass whooping should it be needed. So she was definitely somebody you didn't cross. Let's see. The character's name was Thelma in the TV show. The name Thelma could be significant, but I don't feel like it is. So Thelma was the character's name. She's stubborn, very tough. She said she had to be to survive. So whoever this woman is, if it's a grandmother, I feel like she came from nothing. She had a very difficult life. They had to struggle for everything that they had, and that she had to be kind of tough as nails just to survive. So whoever she is to you. I'm also getting a song when her energy came through. It's called It's a Hard Knock Life. It was in the movie Annie. You can either Google the song on YouTube or look up the lyrics to it. But I feel like, again, it's referring to how life was for either you, your family, or this grandmother energy. That she's saying how difficult life actually was, but that even though you came from nothing, that things improved. The other thing that they tell me is that someone could have either been an orphan or adopted. So like there could be a link to somebody maybe being placed for adoption, somebody coming from very humble beginnings, but things greatly improving after the fact. So it's about overcoming the hard life and how no one, that you had nobody, whoever this person was had nobody, as well as struggles with money. So I feel like all those things have started to improve, or they will. I also feel like there may have been an inheritance left to you or other family from an older relative. That one came through specifically. They gave me more on that here shortly in your reading. Let's see. So you can find the song on YouTube. Sometimes it's hard for me to reread my own handwriting. I feel like things will change for the better if they haven't already. That having patience is going to be the hard part. They also refer to best friend. They said that there's photos of the two of you together and referred to this person as your partner in crime. So I don't know if this is somebody that you lost, that's on the other side in spirit. They showed me a photograph. It looks like it's two females together, although it could be a male and a female together. It could be two separate people that they're showing me. One's a best friend and one was referred to as the partner in crime. So it might be, and now they're saying 3 amigos. So there might have been 3 in total. Let me write that down, 3 amigos. That could also be significant to you. Same 3 amigos. So I'm not sure why or how that's significant, but we write everything down. Okay, so let's see. The next thing that they give me, they mention zip lines. Like, I'm sure you've seen them before. You kind of get in this harness, and then there's this long cable that stretches over an area of land, and that you literally go down this line. And it's like a big rush from what I understand. I'm terrified of heights, so I would never do it. But you go whizzing down this zip line to the other side. And so I don't know if that's something that's near you, something you've contemplated, something that you've done, something that maybe you wanted to do with a best friend. But there's something to do with the zip lines that was significant. So maybe wanting to do this or have done this. I also see a slim, tiny female. So She looks like she's barely 5 foot tall, maybe a little over, a little bit under. She's slim, she's petite, she's got medium length brown hair, and it looks like she's got highlights in her hair, so that could be you or somebody near you. Let's see, about mid-back length for the hair, and she looks like she's very tiny in stature, so barely around 5 foot. They also show me somebody has like arthritis in their hands that's been giving them some pain. I feel like this is somewhat recent, that the hands are kind of like unable to straighten them fully, or they're cramped. A lot of pain, especially in the hands and the fingers recently. So it makes using the hands especially difficult lately. They give me the word treasure trove. So I had to look up the specific meaning to this, and they were saying that it's something of value. So I feel like something will be found that's valuable. So whether this is, they showed me a scenario of somebody actually digging up the earth. So like buried treasure is what they referenced, but my spirit team said that what they're actually referring to is not that somebody's going to physically dig up something, but that something's uncovered or something's found out. So that's going to be important. There could be something hidden that's also treasure. Could be money as well. They also show me digging something up out of the dirt. So this will be discovered. What's hidden will be found. So I know Tammy had mentioned previously, her and I had talked, I think it was either in a live or something a week or so ago, that she was saying something monetarily had been taken from you. I feel like that's what they're referring to, that this treasure will be found, or that there will either be, they're not giving me the word return. I feel like something's found out. So like if somebody stole something from you, which is what I think Tammy had said, that that's going to be uncovered or found out, that that's actually going to be, they're not showing me like people being arrested or charged with a crime, but they're saying discovered. So whatever was hidden is going to be discovered. So they did give me a little bit of a timeline for that, but it was a little strange. So they gave me the numbers 6, 7, and 5. So June, July, or May could be significant. The 6th, the 7th, or the 5th of a month. It could be an amount, like the amount of money, 675 in some way, shape, or form. The numbers are somehow significant. They also say that it could be an address. So it could be like your address. It could be somebody that took this from you's address, the address of maybe, I don't know, a police station, but something about 675 is significant to your reading. Spirit mentions Tupelo, Mississippi. I've never been there. I am from Mississippi, but I'm from a tiny little town no one's ever heard of, and I haven't been there since I was a small child. So I don't know why Tupelo would be significant, but they did mention it, so it is written down. I also do see in my mind with the words Tupelo, Mississippi, what looks like old rundown cabins or slave quarters. They say that it could be like a historical site. It could also be on somebody's property that's maybe been there for a very long time. They say that it could be old slave quarters. So maybe either someone visited there or knows of a place like this. I see them in rows, and it looks like there's about a dozen of these old abandoned cabins. There could also be something to do with ghost hunting as far as this location. So let me write that down. So another possibility, ghost hunting. Okay, let's see what else we have. So there's someone that you also have a lot of doubts about that they're referring to. They say that you don't trust this person, that there's something not quite right about this situation, and Spirit wants you to really trust your intuition. They say if something feels off, don't ignore it, that's going to be really important for you. So they say that there's also been an instance that you've been deceived before and that you weren't trusting your gut. They say that you need to learn this lesson and don't repeat it. So Spirit's referring to if you get that sudden, they call it the gift of discernment. So if you feel like someone is deceiving you, if you feel like something's off about a situation, you feel unsafe, you feel unsettled, don't ignore those things. We have that for a reason, and it's meant to guide us away from things that aren't good for us and to guide us towards things that are better or keep us safe. So really trust your instincts. That's something that we need to learn to do. We doubt things a lot, or we think that we're blowing something out of proportion. we're not. We need to trust those instincts because it's going to help to keep you safe. It's also going to help to keep negative energy away from you, so really try and trust your instincts on things. All right, they mention dad, just the word, and then they show me a male. So I don't know if your father's in spirit, a father figure that could resemble what I picked up. But they show me, let's see, a man with a round face, glasses, grayish brown hair, possibly a mustache or some sort of facial hair of some kind. He looks very happy. He said that he liked to work with his hands, that he may have also been some kind of a mechanic, and then they reference backyard mechanic and Mr. Fix-It. So I don't know if your father was a mechanic, or if like you had a father figure that maybe liked to tinker with things, or if he was known to fix things, maybe in the neighborhood that he was somebody who they jokingly called Mr. Fix-It, kind of like if he couldn't fix it, nobody could, because I feel like this person was very handy mechanically. They also show me him dressed as Santa Claus, so this might have been something that he did for the small children. He might have volunteered to do things like that, but I feel like he made a really good Santa Claus. All right, he was a kind and gentle soul, and that he loved his family very much. The next thing that they give me is either the month August, it could have been somebody's name, and then they say Augustine. So August or Augustine could have been a possible name for either this father figure, or they are referring to the month of August, could be significant. They then show me 12, so the 12th of August could be significant, or the month of December, or the 12th of any month might be significant. They also say Saint Augustine might be important. It could also be a person or a place. So when I get names, it's not always 100%, so I want to be clear with that. I don't remember if I mentioned that in the beginning or not. Sometimes names come through really clear for me, and other times I hear them as a faint whisper and only the first or the last part of it sounds clear to me. So if the name isn't 100%, that's totally okay. That's on me, it's not on spirit. It's me being able to hear it clearly and interpret it. So I always write down everything that I get. I don't filter it. August or Augustine was very clear to me, and then they said Saint Augustine, so that one was super clear, and Herb was super clear to me. So those two I feel like are pretty accurate. Again, it may not make sense right at this very moment when you watch the video, so that's why you have notes and a video to come back to as often as you'd like to revisit those. But whatever has come through for you is the messages that Spirit felt that you needed to hear today. If you have any questions about your reading, please feel free to reach out and email me, and I'll do my best to try and either make it make a little more sense or try and elaborate for you for your reading. Thanks so much. Hope you have a great day.